The collagen industry sells you ground-up animal parts dissolved in hot water and calls it a breakthrough. Meanwhile, a weed in the ditch beside your driveway contains the one mineral your body actually needs to build collagen from scratch. You have probably mowed over it 100 times. And at the end of this video, you will know how to grow it in a $5 bucket and never buy a collagen supplement again. Walk into any Whole Foods or Sprouts or local health food co-op in America right now. Look at the shelves near the entrance. You will find collagen powders in sleek white containers. Bone broth concentrates in dark glass jars. Peptide capsules in metallic pouches with words like bioavailable and clinically tested printed on the labels. Celebrities hold these products on Instagram. Wellness influencers dissolve the scoops of powder into their morning smoothies on camera. The message is everywhere. Eat collagen. Drink collagen. Your skin will tighten. Your joints will heal. Your hair will thicken. There is one problem with this message, and the supplement industry does not talk about it. When you swallow collagen peptides, your digestive system breaks them down using proteases into small dipeptides and tripeptides, such as pro-HIP, as well as individual amino acids, including glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline. While some small peptides pass intact into the bloodstream, your body distributes these generic building blocks based on overall systemic demand, not directly to your skin or joints. These are the same amino acids found in any chicken breast, any can of beans, any piece of fish you could buy for a fraction of the price. Your body takes those generic building blocks and sends them wherever it needs them. Muscle repair, organ function, energy, not specifically to your skin, not specifically to your joints. The idea that eating collagen becomes collagen is a marketing story. It is not a biological event, so if swallowing collagen does not rebuild collagen, what does your body actually need to manufacture it? The answer has been growing in roadside ditches and along railroad tracks and in the cracks of abandoned parking lots for 350 million years. And it is older than every dinosaur that ever walked this planet. 350 million years ago, the Earth looked nothing like today. There were no flowers. There were no grasses. Trees had not yet developed leaves. But there were forests. Strange, towering forests that stretched across the single supercontinent of Pangaea. The trees in those forests were not oaks or maples. They were giant relatives of a plant you can find growing beside a creek bed this afternoon. They grew 30 meters tall. Their trunks were ribbed and hollow. Their canopies released spores instead of seeds. When those ancient forests collapsed and compressed over millions of years, they became the coal seams that powered the Industrial Revolution. The ancestors of this plant are the reason factories lit up across England in the 1800s. That dynasty fell. The giant versions vanished during the mass extinction events that reshaped life on Earth. But one genus survived. It shrank. It adapted. It traded height for stubbornness. While 96% of all species disappeared during the Permian extinction, this plant held on. While the dinosaurs rose and ruled for 170 million years, this plant grew quietly beneath their feet. While the asteroid struck 66 million years ago and ended the age of reptiles, this plant was already underground, safe in its network of roots, waiting for the dust to settle. It is still here, quiet and small, and everywhere you look if you know what to look for. It grows on every continent except Antarctica. It grows in ditches across Iowa. It grows in gravel lots outside factories in Manchester. It grows along irrigation canals in northern India. It grows in the seams of sidewalks in Tokyo. 350 million years of unbroken lineage, and most people walk past it without a second glance. The plant is called horsetail. Botanists call it Equisetum arvens, Old field guides call it scouring rush because pioneer women in the 1800s used its rough stems to scrub pots and pans. Farmers in Appalachia called it joint grass. In rural Kentucky and West Virginia and the hollows of southern Ohio, women brewed tea from its stems when their nails cracked and their hair began to thin and their knees ached on cold mornings. They did not know the chemistry behind what they were doing. They just knew it worked. They were not alone. In ancient Rome, military physicians packed horsetail poultices into open wounds on the battlefield because the wounds closed faster. Dioscorides, the Greek physician who served in the Roman army around 77 AD, documented horsetail in his medical text, De Materia Medica. He described it as a remedy for wounds and for kidney ailments. That text guided European medicine for over 1,500 years. In China, traditional medicine practitioners dried horsetail stems and stored them alongside ginseng and astragalus in apothecary cabinets. They prescribed it for connective tissue complaints, for weak bones, for slow-healing wounds, for brittle hair. In Northern Europe, Scandinavian farming families used horsetail infusions through the long winters when diets were limited and joints grew stiff. 3 continents, 3 independent medical traditions, no shared language, no trade route connecting Appalachian midwives to Roman battlefield surgeons to Chinese apothecaries. Yet all 3 arrived at the same conclusion. This plant rebuilds the tissue that holds the body together. And all 3 traditions stopped using it around the same time, not because it stopped working, because modern medicine arrived and told them to buy something else instead. The reason they all converged on the same answer is a mineral: silicon. Not silicone, the synthetic material in implants and sealants. Silicon, element 14 on the periodic table. It is the second most abundant element in the Earth's crust after oxygen. It is in sand. It is in quartz. It is in clay. And in the human body, it plays a role that the collagen supplement industry would prefer you never learn about. Your body builds collagen using cells called fibroblasts. These cells operate like a construction crew. They need raw materials, and they need a foreman. The raw materials are amino acids and vitamin C. You can get both from any balanced diet. The primary cofactor for prolyl hydroxylase is actually vitamin C along with iron. Silicon acts as a key structural stimulant, boosting fibroblast activity, gene expression, and extracellular matrix synthesis to enhance collagen formation. This is the enzyme that takes raw proline amino acids and converts them into hydroxyproline. Hydroxyproline is the molecule that locks collagen fibers into their triple helix shape. That triple helix is what gives collagen its strength. Without silicon, the conversion does not happen properly. Collagen still forms, but it forms weak and unstable. It breaks down under normal stress. Skin loses firmness. Joints lose cushion. Nails split. Hair falls. Think of it this way. A collagen supplement gives you a pile of bricks and tells you the wall will build itself. Horsetail gives you the foreman who actually knows how to lay the bricks straight. Now here is where the economics become visible. Silicon is a mineral. You cannot patent a mineral. You cannot trademark element 14. You cannot create a proprietary extraction process for something that dissolves in hot water when you simmer a plant. There is no intellectual property to protect. There is no licensing fee to charge. There is no recurring subscription to sell. Collagen peptide powder requires industrial processing. Animal hides and bones are boiled, chemically treated, enzymatically hydrolyzed, spray-dried, flavored, packaged, and shipped. Every step in that chain adds cost, and every step adds margin for someone. The supply chain is long and profitable. A 30-day supply of collagen powder averages $40 at retail. A 30-day supply of premium bone broth concentrate runs $55. That is $480 to $660 a year to buy pre-made collagen that your stomach shreds into the same amino acids you could get from a $6 package of chicken thighs. Meanwhile, horsetail grows in a ditch beside a gravel road outside of Topeka, Kansas. It grows in the wet clay along a drainage culvert in suburban Birmingham, Alabama. It grows in the railway margins outside of Leeds, England. It requires no processing facility. It requires no patent portfolio. It requires no celebrity endorsement deal. A 5-gallon bucket of soil, a rhizome cutting, and access to water. That is the entire supply chain. Total cost under $10. And it lasts years because the plant comes back every single spring without anyone replanting it, without anyone watering it, without anyone spending a single dollar to keep it alive. Search any medical database for collagen supplement research. You will find thousands of studies, most of them funded by the companies that manufacture collagen products. Now search for silicon and collagen synthesis. A fraction of the results. Almost no industry sponsorship. The pattern is the same pattern that appears with every plant this channel has ever covered. Research follows funding. Funding follows patents. Patents require ownership. A weed that grows in ditch water cannot be owned. But the research that does exist is clear. Women given silicon supplementation over a 20-week period showed measurable increases in collagen density in the skin. Hydroxyproline levels, the direct marker of functional collagen, rose by roughly 20%. This was not from eating collagen. This was from giving the body the mineral it needed to build its own. A separate trial tracked the effects of silicon on hair and nails over 9 months. Hair tensile strength improved. Nail brittleness decreased. The mechanism was silicon supporting the cross-linking of collagen and keratin in the follicle and nail bed. These are the exact symptoms that Appalachian grandmothers in the hollows of eastern Kentucky were treating with joint grass tea 200 years before anyone published a clinical trial. The bone connection runs even deeper, and it is the one the supplement companies never mention. Your bones are 30% collagen by weight. The mineral calcium sits within a collagen scaffold. Without strong collagen, the scaffold weakens and the calcium has nothing to hold on to. Population-level data shows that dietary silicon intake correlates with higher bone mineral density in women over 40. The relationship is stronger than the correlation with calcium intake alone. This is not a minor detail. It rewrites the entire conversation about bone health, and it helps explain why unconnected cultures on 3 different continents all reached for horsetail when someone broke a bone without ever sharing notes, without ever reading the same textbook, without ever consulting the same physician. The science has been there for decades. The cultures that used this plant never needed the science. They had the results. But none of this matters unless you can actually get the plant. And this is the part the supplement industry truly cannot compete with. Because horsetail is nearly impossible to kill, and you can grow enough to last a full year in a single bucket on your back porch. One thing you need to understand about this plant before you put it in the ground. Horsetail spreads through underground stems called rhizomes. These rhizomes can reach 6 feet deep into the soil. They can extend over 100 feet horizontally. They survive freezing. They survive drought. They survive burning. Herbicides barely slow them down. Gardeners across England and the American Midwest have spent decades trying to eradicate horsetail from their flower beds and failed. This is the resilience of a 350-million-year-old survivor. It is not something you plant in your garden and hope it stays polite. That is exactly why you grow it in a container. A 5-gallon bucket from any hardware store, a half whiskey barrel, a plastic storage tub with drainage holes drilled in the bottom. Contain the rhizomes and you control the plant. Let the 350 million years of survival engineering work for you instead of against you. Fill the bucket with regular garden soil. Horsetail is not particular. Sandy soil, clay soil, poor soil, rich soil. It grows in all of them. It thrives in the dirt that other plants refuse. Obtain a rhizome cutting from a clean, known source, such as a reputable nursery or an unpolluted private area. Avoid foraging near busy roads, railroad tracks, or agricultural runoff, where plants absorb heavy metals like lead and bioaccumulate toxins. Drive any county road in Oregon or Michigan or upstate New York after a rainy spring and look at the shoulders. In most of North America and Europe, you can find wild horsetail within a short drive of your home. Place the rhizome 3 to 4 inches deep. Water it well. Set the bucket in a spot that receives partial shade to full sun. Horsetail grows naturally along stream banks and in dappled woodland edges, but it tolerates full sun as long as the soil stays moist. Within 2 to 4 weeks, new stems will emerge. They look like tiny green bottle brushes standing straight up from the soil, segmented and ribbed with thin branches radiating outward like the spokes of a tiny umbrella. They grow fast. By 6 to 8 weeks, you will have stems reaching 8 to 12 inches tall. That is harvest height. One bucket will produce dozens of stems across a single growing season. You cut them and they grow back. You cut them again and they grow back again. The rhizome beneath the surface does not care how many times you harvest. It has been regrowing for 350 million years. This plant is hardy through USDA zones 2 through 11. That covers virtually every inhabited region of the continental United States. It covers most of Canada. It covers all of Europe and equivalent climates worldwide. If you live somewhere that has soil and water in seasons, horsetail will grow for you. Harvest the sterile, green bottle brush stems in late spring or early summer while they are vibrant and pliable. Ensure you avoid the pale brown, spore-producing fertile shoots that appear in early spring. Cut them at the base and bundle them together. Hang the bundles upside down in a dry spot with good airflow. A garage, a covered porch, a garden shed, a laundry line in a dry basement. They dry in 5 to 7 days. The stems turn pale and papery and light as straw. Store them in sealed glass jars away from direct sunlight. They keep for over a year. To make the tea, simmer the dried stems in water for 15 to 20 minutes. This is important. Do not just steep them in hot water like you would a regular tea bag. The silicon compounds in horsetail are locked inside the plant's silica matrix, and they require sustained heat to release fully. A simple steep extracts far less. A slow simmer extracts what you need. 1 to 2 cups a day is the traditional recommendation. 1 bucket of horsetail produces enough dried stems for an entire year of daily tea. Your total investment is a bucket, some soil, and a rhizome cutting, under $10. Compare that to $480 per year for collagen powder at $40 a month. Compare it to $660 for bone broth concentrate at $55 a month. The math is not complicated. One note on safety. Horsetail contains thiaminase, an enzyme that breaks down vitamin B1. Boiling or simmering the plant in a decoction deactivates most of this enzyme. However, daily use should be taken in cycles, such as 2 to 3 weeks on, 1 week off, and individuals with kidney disease, diabetes, or who are pregnant or nursing should consult a physician. For someone consuming excessive amounts over many months without dietary variety, it could become one. This is true of many plants and many foods. Moderation and common sense apply. The collagen supplement market will keep growing. Industry projections say it will pass $15 billion within the next several years. More bone broth brands will launch with sleek packaging and clean label claims. More celebrities will hold white containers on social media and smile into the camera. More peptide formulations will appear in foil pouches with new proprietary names. And horsetail will keep growing in the ditch beside your driveway. It will keep accumulating silicon in its ribbed green stems. It will keep spreading through its ancient rhizome network the way it has spread across every continent on Earth for 350 million years. It does not need your supplement budget. It does not need a marketing campaign. It does not need a patent or a quarterly earnings report or an influencer deal. It does not need you to believe in it. It just needs a bucket, some water, and the same sunlight that has powered it since before the first dinosaur opened its eyes. And it will outlast every product that ever tried to replace it.